is another Neville Goddard example. Now, in this example, he didn't use a meal example. This was like a real example. He wanted to, one of his lectures, it was a lecture he's telling a story between him and Abdullah. Now, Abdullah was Neville Goddard's mentor. And at the time, Neville Goddard wanted to go back to see his family for Christmas. He hasn't been back for years. And he couldn't take a plane over. He had to take like a big ship over. And he was explaining this to Abdullah, and he wanted to go first class. So Abdullah kind of mentored him, trained him, go inside his imagination. He already went, and inside Neville Goddard's imagination, he went by ship over to his family for Christmas, but he went first class. But what's really interesting in this example is that at the kind of a couple days before Neville Goddard went, or before the ferry or the boat, the charter boat was going to go over, he gets a call from like the shipperman or somebody in charge of all the passengers. So they tell Neville Goddard, they say, hey, we can fit you on, but you got to go third class. You can't go first class, but you got to go third class. Remember, like way back then, they had different classifications. So way back then, in Neville Goddard's day, they had a third class. So they said, you got to go third class. But right in that moment, Neville Goddard was excited because he thought that he got what he wanted. Okay. He still was going to go. He was still going to make it there for Christmas, for the holidays, and spend time with his family that he hasn't seen for years. But remember, inside Neville Goddard's imagination, he went first class. He didn't go third class. So he was so excited. So he runs back to Abdullah, tells Abdullah the story. Abdullah pretty much gets pissed off. Okay. And Abdullah gets pissed off, and he tells Neville Goddard, he's like, no, you didn't go first class. You already went to visit your family. You already went to visit them for Christmas. You were already there, and you went first class. And Neville Goddard said he turned around, walked in his room, and slammed the door in his face. Now that's a power. Like when you listen to that and you really, your mind just grasps it and goes around it. It's really so powerful what Abdullah said. Once we imagine an event happening, like in Neville Goddard's case, he imagined he went to visit his family for Christmas. He was there, hasn't seen them for years, and he went first class from the charter ship. So when you imagine something, it actually already happened. It already occurred. You already did it. What you can see in your imagination is what is going to happen in reality. That's what Abdullah was saying. So that's why Abdullah got mad and upset, because he's like, no, you didn't go first class. You already went there and you went first class. Period. You're going first class. See how powerful that is? Then Neville Goddard said maybe a day later he went back and he got upgraded to first class. He didn't go third class, he went first class, like he set in his imagination. Okay, so when we imagine, you have to remember, you have to take on that demanding, that confidence that it already occurred. When I see it in my imagination, it already happened. It already occurred. I'm just waiting for it to manifest, to actually happen in reality. That's all I'm doing. But when we flip back to his little metaphors he uses, when you focus on little things, it helps to increase your confidence on when you're setting big goals. It helps to give you more confidence to state exactly what you want and get exactly what you want. You don't settle. You see what Neville Goddard was doing in this last example, that he wanted to settle. He still was going to go over there. He still was going to go get over to his family and visit for Christmas. Even though in his imagination, he thought he was going first class. When they told him, well, we can fit you on here, but you have to go third class, he started to settle for third class. Then Abdullah stopped him. It's like, no, you don't settle, because in your imagination, you already went there and you went first class. It's the same way when the small metaphors in the meal examples. You got the dinner. Do you settle even though you stated exactly what you want, but you don't get it, but you settle? Do you fix it? Do you say, hey, I'm sorry, you don't have to be rude, but this isn't what I ordered. This isn't what I wanted. I ordered a medium rare steak, but you gave me a well done steak. I wanted the appetizers to come first before the meals. This is what we wanted, this is what we stated, but the reverse happened. Can you take the meals back so we can enjoy the appetizer? Do you fix it or do you settle? Because if you settle with the small things in your life, guess what? The bigger intentions you set, the bigger goals you have, you're going to settle. And you're not going to have the confidence and the demanding or the belief that you deserve it. See, focus on the small things in your life. Focus on the small areas that you can start fixing. You can start demanding. You can start saying yes and no. And that's what I want you to walk away with. That's what I want you to start working on. And that's something like I try to work on myself, because it's the small things. We can easily do small things that don't make us super, super uncomfortable. Then we kind of get to medium things that makes us uncomfortable, but we still do it. And we start feeling good. We start getting more confident. Then when we have a big intention, a big goal, I know I'm repeating myself, when we have a big goal, a big intention, we seem to align with it quicker. And once we align with it quicker, we align with it on the same vibrational level, boom, that's when it comes in reality. That's when it comes to us.